This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. I'm Hal Mayer. U.S. Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, in his dissenting opinion, characterized the court's decision to legalize same-sex marriage as a judicial putsch and said it was a threat to democracy because it amounts to 5 justices asserting themselves as rulers over the nation. The substance of today's decree is not of immense personal importance to me, wrote Scalia in his dissent. It is of overwhelming importance, however, who it is that rules me. Today's decree says that my ruler and the ruler of 320 million Americans coast to coast is a majority of 9 lawyers on the Supreme Court. The opinion in these cases is the farthest extension, in fact, and the furthest extension one can even imagine of the court's claimed power to create liberties that the Constitution and its amendments neglect to mention, he continued. Scalia's point is that the highest U.S. constitutional court has no right to create rights that are not contained in the U.S. Constitution's Bill of Rights. Scalia wasn't so much concerned about the merits of the cases or the substance of the decision. He was expressing his opposition to the court making the decision at all. Chief Justice John Roberts said in his dissent that the Supreme Court is not a legislature. Whether same-sex marriage is a good idea should be of no concern to us, he said in his opinion, read from the bench for the first time during his decade as Chief Justice. Under the Constitution, judges have power to say what the law is, not what it should be, he added. He also said the fundamental right to marry does not include a right to make a state change its definition of marriage. The court takes the extraordinary step of ordering every state to license and recognize same-sex marriage, he said. For those who believe in a government of laws, not of men, the majority's approach is deeply disheartening. Supporters of same-sex marriage have achieved considerable success, persuading their fellow citizens through the democratic process to adopt their view. That ends today. 5 lawyers have closed the debate and enacted their own vision of marriage as a matter of constitutional law. Stealing this issue from the people will for many cast a cloud over same-sex marriage, making dramatic social change that is much more difficult to accept, he wrote. Samuel Alito wrote in his dissenting argument that the question of gay marriage should be left to the people of each state to decide, saying, "Today's decision shows that decades of attempts to restrain this court's abuse of its authority have failed." He said that for the majority, the term liberty has a distinctively postmodern meaning, and that the SCOTUS decision robs the people of the freedom to govern themselves. In this confusing time for constitutional jurisprudence, America is in the process of repudiating every principle of its Constitution as a Protestant and Republican government. See the Testimonies for the Church, Volume 5, page 451. This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. Thank you for watching.